What's up, guys? M
to the C.
Holy shit, it works. It's MiltonCast time. Welcome to another episode of the MiltonCast. What episode is this, Craig?
I think it's maybe 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah, well, so basically it's episode 4 or you can listen. You can use your imagination.
Where we don't really say that these are episodes. We just
well,
them
so basically, that's right. So, due to certain viewer requests, whom I won't name, but should feel very ashamed of themselves. Yeah, we got Craig. We got Craig this week. No one wanted it. One guy did, but he's just commented. I didn't say. I wasn't finished talking.
Roger was asking.
I wasn't finished talking. So Roger asked for Craig to come on, and Mince didn't. No, they didn't.
Gus did as well.
Yeah, well, Gus did. Listen, Gus has done some bad stuff. Okay, the things that I've seen, I was disgusted.
He hasn't done anything.
I was disgusted by what Gus did.
Gus is a lovely human being. He's
just going to scream over you, just a loud noise. Sorry to all headphone viewers here. So,
why would you do that?
Because, listen, Craig. Yawn. Boring. You're boring. Yawn.
Milton, come on. Be civil. Milton, come on, be civil. Why are you doing this? Why did you invite me on to do this? Why have you invited me? Milton, why did you get me in the studio to just do that?
You were already going to be here. You were just going to be sat sadly behind the sound desk.
Well, I could be editing. I should be editing right now.
Yeah, you should be. Well, listen, you're the one that bloody wanted to do this. You don't have to. I'll tell you who we had lined up for this week's episode. No fucking Edmonds, Craig. And the viewers wanted you. Shut up!
We didn't.
No fucking Edmonds, guys. That's who you've been. That's who you've been swindled. So anyway, I guess we're just gonna have to make this work somehow. Despite you.
Milton.
Boring.
Milton.
Boring.
Milton, come on.
Okay, prove it. Go on. Okay, so Craig, I got some questions lined up for you here, and I really had to think about these ones because, well, it's not easy to make interesting material with you around. To be quite honest, it's quite difficult. It makes things quite tricky.
Come on. Can you stop insulting me
Stop what? Stop pinching you, yeah? Hey,
Milton,
stop pinching you, yeah?
Milton, stop it!
Stop pinching you,
Milton, for fuck's sake!
Stop making farting noises, yeah?
Milton, stop it!
Stop pinching you. Yeah, okay. This is just a random banter we have on this podcast, guys. If you want the podcast to continue, let me know in the description down below. So just have.
This is the last one.
What?
This is the last podcast we're doing.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did tell you. I told you when we started.
Oh, the last one's Craig. Oh, fuck! Fuck!
It's the last one.
Fuck!
We got.
Oh God, no!
It was a good run.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Should I get
the bucket?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
In last episode, guys, I knew it all along. I knew it before Craig. Actually, I told him. Because I run things around here, as you know.
Well, I was trying to get Gus on the podcast.
Yeah.
But that turned out to be a bit of a hard thing to arrange. Yeah. But we managed to get everyone else. Let us know if you think that we had.
Craig should be shot in the head. Let me know if you've got a good Lego figure for sale because my collection's getting bigger. So, Craig, there's a couple of pressing questions that need to be asked today. I'm gonna get right into it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not gonna be silly. Oh fuck, questions. What, Craig? What's Craig do? Yeah. Well, what does Craig do recently?
So I've been doing a lot of editing recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot. It's quite hard to sleep with the amount of editing I've been doing for all of the Milton's meal deals.
Yeah.
Got a lot of those coming out. A lot of those coming out. Been working on my own little passion project as well.
Oh yeah.
Trying to make like a little film to get into.
Nice.
Thinking of applying them to film studies.
Yeah. Oh really? What uni are you applying to? Boring. Doesn't matter, Craig. It doesn't matter what university you're applying to because guess what? I've recently perfected spinning around so fast that I start drilling a hole through the floor. I've been doing it all week. It's excellent. It's the best pastime best hobby I've ever had. Besides grabbing old ladies' purses and beating them around the head until they bleed through their nose and ears.
Old ladies' what?
What?
Old ladies what?
All of these whats? All of these ones? All of these twos?
Yeah, but I mean, just just applying for uni,
Yeah.
so that's probably what's on the horizon for me next.
Well, listen, Craig, because you're not going to university.
Why?
It's just not the way that it's going to happen. Because it's just not the way we're going to do it.
What do you mean?
Well, I already stir-fried and ate your application that you sent off. It was great. It was lovely, but...
Is that what that smell was?
It
The
was.
meal?
Yeah, that smell of stir-fried
Why the
paper.
fuck? Why would you do that? Why'd you do that?
Listen, think about it. You're gone to university. Who make Miltoncraft content?
Well, I was thinking we could take a little break or something.
Well, I was thinking we were about to actually double productivity. We're at the coming to the end of the financial quarter, and we're really going to need to start ramping things up now. So, Craig,
I need a break, Milton.
So if you start having a break now, yeah, and finish in about 2 minutes, fuck off. No, in fact, I tell you what, have a break now, yeah. Come back in an hour. I'll do the podcast on my own. Have a break.
No, we can't.
I'll do the podcast on my own. Have a break.
But that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
That doesn't make sense.
Watch this. Watch me do a podcast on my own for like 20 minutes. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So basically, I've just been doing loads of really cool stuff lately. As I said before, it's easy. Not hard. I can do it without you. So
But you need to ask me. You need to ask me some questions. I think that's what people want from a podcast. What you did with everyone else.
I'll tell you what. I'm trying to think of questions to ask you, but it's harder than any podcast guest I've ever had because you're just so bloody boring.
Milton, stop saying that. It's
right. I've got it. Where were you born, Craig? Tell us about how you were born, when, and where.
Okay, so I was born in, what was it? Oh God, 1996, I think, in Ipswich. So
I was actually born in Catalan Bay in Gibraltar. It was great. A lovely sunny place. I was born to a mother who had fallen to unfortunate circumstance. She really didn't like kick her about long. She didn't look after me for very long.
Your mother was a sex worker.
Yes, my mother was a prostitute in Gibraltar. She was living in a slum, actually. It wasn't very nice. Jamie, he flew over, and he was filming a short-lived series called Pucker Paradise. It was great. It was only one episode long. They actually cancelled the pilot just because someone fell in the paella pan and was fried to death. It was horrendous.
Yeah, but what happened? So he flew. What, he flew over?
Yeah, he flew over. He spent. Obviously, Jamie he's a cultured man. He doesn't like to absorb sort of subcultures, and he doesn't like to be a bit bourgeoisie. He doesn't go to fancy hotels. He stayed in the slums. He likes to absorb the culture. He's a good man. He's a clever man. He was off. My mother brought him in. Put food on his back and clothes in his mouth, he put something in her, and then I'm not entirely, the details are a bit fuzzy. I'm not entirely sure what happens next or how the rest works. But she farted me out like a year later, so there I was just sitting in Gibraltar on my own. Mum disappeared.
Wait, what?
Yeah, she didn't.
What happened?
She didn't. Well, that's a hotly debated topic, Craig. I've been thinking about it for a while. I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
So
me and Gus actually remember our trip to Spain.
Yeah.
I actually got a tip that maybe someone had spotted her in the Catalan Bay.
Oh, so area. That's why you were there.
That is why we were there. But it didn't happen. We didn't find her. We looked for 3 days and we didn't find her. So I just went on a wild drugs and drinking binge. And the wild events that transpired there were really due to just a mixture of depression, vodka, and so much cocaine. Does
that lead to what happened with the small urinal?
Well, we don't need to talk about that. That's not a really important thing to talk about. But I'll tell you what happened next.
So so let me get this straight. So you're the bastard son.
Wow. Yeah.
No, but it's the correct term.
Is it? Sorry. Remember, English isn't my first language.
That's right, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I actually, obviously being born in Catalan Bay, Gibraltar, I was actually taken in and taught to speak Spanish by a kindly old woman named María Bargola. Just thinking about Gibraltar is just bringing back that Spanish.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
She taught me Spanish, and that really was when things started getting a little bit better. We weren't rich. We didn't have money. I essentially was brought up in a storm drain during the horrific events of the Third Gibraltar Civil War, which was just terrible. It was just terrifying.
Is that real? I don't know.
Craig, that is so disrespectful. You trying to steal valor, Craig? Are you trying? I fought hard in that war. 3.
You said you were in a storm drain.
Yeah.
How much of this is
we
true?
Think you are a stormtrooper? Hey, we think you are Kylo Ren.
How much of this is true, Milton?
How much of this is true? Yeah. A lot of it. Most of it.
Okay, so
Yeah. Are you ready? Sorry, are we ready to carry on, or are you going to interrupt some more?
no, I won't interrupt anymore.
No, great. Okay, good. In fact, actually, after the podcast, keep that in mind, and just probably don't bother ever interrupting again. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I was brought up pretty well. You know, she raised me not to. She raised me not to steal. While I would have benefited from stealing, absolutely. Instead, I took to the streets and sort of, asked for little scraps of olive bread around the local cafes and cafeterias, and it had to be olive bread. I tell you this right now, Craig. It had to be olive bread.
Yeah,
I'm the son of my father, and taste is it's inherent to me. I don't want any of that bloody crusty bread horror. All right, I want a nice rosemary salty olive bread.
yeah, I can see that happening. So,
Yeah.
I have a question. Why are you called Milton? Is that a Spanish name? Is that
No, actually, to be fair, I grew up under a different name when I was in Gibraltar. I was actually called Gartle.
What's that?
Yeah, Gartle.
Ghastly.
No, Gartle.
I can't say it. I'm not going to
No,
try.
you're not Spanish. You can't speak Spanish, so you wouldn't be able to say it. Yeah, but I was known as Gartle
And
by the locals.
So what? I presume did Jamie rename you when he
came
came back, didn't he?
He came back, but not right away. Fuck. Sorry, this is a bit difficult for me because
Yeah.
it all gets a bit sad here, Craig. Marianne died.
Oh no! What happened?
When I was 5. I was about halfway through 5, and Marianne died. It wasn't a great time.
Oh God! What happened?
Well, all the blood from the Civil War, it flooded the storm drain. It all rushed in, and she was caught unawares in her sleep. I was out gathering carrots from a local monastery, but she was asleep, and she just got washed away down the river,
man,
Craig.
It's okay.
No, it's not. But okay, yeah, all right.
So what did you do then?
Well, then I had about a week where I just had to, the storm drain was bloody ruined. It was a horrible waste. It was just bits of Marianne lying around in a huge pool of blood. It was horrible. So I had to leave. Of course, and so I stayed in a cardboard box for 2 days. It didn't take long, of course, for Jamie to realise something was up, and he felt something probably strongly Puccanese.
Oh, so that's how. So he knew you were.
He knew I was in great despair, Craig.
He knew you had like the same power. Did you?
Well, he must have had a hunch because he came over. He flew straight over. He took the first flight he could. It only took him 2 days to find me.
Was that
from her death?
Was that like the first time you must have met him as well?
Yeah, do you know what? I think it must have been. Yeah, I think I must have been. Yeah.
Do you remember much about the? Was he kind? Was he warm? Was he?
He was actually. I think he was complaining he was a bit chilly. It was raining, but he did bring me a cheese twist from the airport. So, I hadn't eaten like that in years, Craig. I hadn't eaten in years, and well, it was nice. It was great for a while. He set me up in a little shack in the shanty town on the edges of the river. He clothed me, and he gave me my my infamous my lime green Game Boy Color with a copy of Mario and Yoshi. Craig, do you remember? I've played it to you before. I played the music to you, and you loved it. I played it for 7 hours, and you loved every second of it, didn't you?
I don't know about. I don't. Is that?
It was
did
great.
You have a Game Boy Color? I didn't know.
Yeah, I did, and it was my introduction to gaming. Actually, first game console.
Oh yeah.
Jamie, I don't know where he got it. I think he might have said later on that he found it on a wall, actually, in a bush. But anyway, so Jamie left, and I was sad to see him go. But he'd set me up in such good stead that, who's to complain? I've got a roof over my head. I've got a cheese twist that I was still slowly eating over the weeks. But it didn't all go so well, Craig. It all started to go downhill again. I was alone, and hey, those shacks weren't warm.
No.
And those hoes weren't loyal, Craig. I was... Listen, I was alone.
Were you living with all of the prostitutes?
No. I tried to amass a considerable harem, but, well, they all drowned when... Well, let's not talk about that. But, so, well, things weren't going well, and I was really sad and alone, so... On my 6th birthday, Craig, I tried to take my life.
What? You never told me this.
Well, I tried to take my life, Craig.
You tried to kill yourself?
I tried to kill myself. And I did it the only way I knew how. I made a raft out of rubbish. I made a raft out of plastic bottles and a lot of other stuff. Disinfectant bottles and John Cena t-shirt that I found in a bin. It was great. It was the best raft I'd ever seen, and it was the best suicide attempt I'd ever thought of. But it didn't go so well, Craig, because as soon as I got in the river, well, I'd say it just disintegrated, really, and it fell apart, and I fell in. And now, commonly known fact, Craig, I can't swim. as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah.
We all know this. I can't swim, but I can breathe underwater. So I sank immediately. I sank to the bottom of the river. And I don't know if you've ever tried being 6 years old and trying to crawl up under the water pressure of a bloody river. But I was just blasted downriver into a little pond where I spent a lot of my time just crawling around eating algae. But one day I saw a lobster net. And there was a little guy just sitting in there, a little lobster. So I crawled in to try and get him. And I realised, Craig, I was stuck.
In a lobster pot?
In a lobster pot.
A human?
A human, me.
A boy?
Me, a boy. In a lobster pot. And that's exactly what the fisherman said when he pulled me out. He said, a human? You.
He said it in Spanish.
But in Spanish, obviously.
Well, maybe... Well, no, he could have said it. Isn't Gibraltar's English...
English settlement. Well, I can't tell you what he said, Craig, because I don't remember, I'll be honest. But I do care about myself, and I'll tell you what I said. I said, no me siento nada bien. Which of course means, I don't feel at all well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which remember that? I say when I'm not good.
Yeah, we got that on a sign in the office, don't we?
Yeah, I don't feel at all well. yeah, great sign. Yeah.
So wasn't this say about your the nickname, the title that you were given, that they gave you?
So, I mean, the village people were idiots. I won't lie to you, Craig. They were dumb as thick as mince, I would say. But listen, they called me El Flotador de Piel Blanca. Okay. I don't know why. It translates to the white skin floater, Craig. I still don't know why they call me that because I sank like a bloody stone.
Well, must be because they weren't used to
fishing a 6-year-old boy out of the river. It was cold, pale and bloated and alone and covered in and had a really long beard. And it was just, God, it was so horrible. But so, obviously, my immense suffering, again, once more alerted Jamie to the presence of a sad pucker boy who...
But you didn't know about any of that then, did you?
No, but I could feel something was there. Listen,
at
this point, I'd been breathing underwater in a river for a week. I knew something was better about me than it is about you, but...
What?
Yeah, well, you know it. Can you do it?
Well, no, but...
Well, no. No!
Not many... No one really can except you.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I'm better than human. I'm better. I'm more. So anyway, that does besides the point because the fans already know that I'm better than them. But what I can tell you for absolutely certain is Jamie sensed that something was up. He felt me, and that was it. Final straw. Last straw. He came back to Gibraltar, back to Catalan Bay. He wringed me out like a towel because I was just bloody my skin had just absorbed so much water.
Yeah.
It was all rotten. And he put me in the sun for a few hours. I was just fine. He got me on the plane, and finally, at long last, he took me back to good old Blighty.
Blighty?
Yeah, Great Britain.
Was it London?
Well, yeah. It was London, but still.
What happened next?
Craig.
Yeah?
You're clearly not listening. You just want to know what happened next, don't you? Don't want to know any nuance. No subtlety or nuance with you, is there, Craig? I'll tell you what happened next, yeah? I'll tell you what happened next, yeah? Not a lot.
No?
No. So... I've got a bit... Anyway, I've got a bit off topic. Enough about me, Craig. Enough about me. Your podcast, it's your time to shine. In that time, when must that have been? 2004 I came back, I think. Yes, I think I came back 2004 sometime. What were you up to in 2004? Can you remember?
Right, 2004. This was when... So I always knew that I wanted to be an editor. Yeah. It's in my blood. My dad was an editor for...
Yeah.
Well, I don't... I'm a bit ashamed about what he was editing.
Well, what was he editing?
Well, you already know. You don't need to tell me.
Well, you could tell the viewers, couldn't you? Hey?
Well, I wouldn't like to.
I'll do it if you don't. So it's about time that you came clean.
Well, you don't have to.
You got 3 seconds. 3, 2,
I don't want to
1.
do it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Okay. We got 5 seconds then. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So right, he was an editor for a
porn video site. He was editing some hardcore gay nugget porn when you walked in, wasn't he, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. Oh, there's a tear running down his face. Look at it. Look at him.
Yeah.
Tearing down his dreams a little bit, aren't I? Tearing down your...
But
just tearing down your life a little bit, aren't I?
Well,
yeah. Sorry, carry on.
I just always knew I wanted to be an editor. My dad got me
right.
software and hardware
right.
to do it. So I started out making little mashups of little mashups.
Boring. 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 Yeah, a little bit more about me. Let's talk more about me. Well, so basically, so if you remember when the last place we were at I've just gotten back. Jamie's wife.
But you were never there. How could you be back?
Well, I was in Jamie's bollocks, wasn't I?
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got back, Juliet, Jamie's wife, not happy. Okay, because he's bringing a child back. There was questions that needed to be asked. He brought a small Gibraltar child that didn't speak a bloody wink of English.
Yeah.
He brought him back on a plane, and now he was in the house. And so as you can imagine, she was not a bloody happy woman. And you know women, you know how women get when they're angry, Craig.
Well, that's a bit sexist, isn't it?
No, Craig, have you got no empathy to the other gender?
That's what
I'm literally all I'm telling you to do is imagine what it must feel like to be a woman, yeah, and this happens. Imagine, yeah, just imagine. I bet you've done worse to women, haven't you?
No.
Talk about that time at the club, shall we?
What do you mean?
Where? Oh, yeah, convenient. Forgetting now, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Convenient. Forgetting now.
I've never been to a club.
Look it up, guys. Court records. Craig Jeffers Jr. He's on there. You can read all about it. There's a really funny mugshot.
I've never been to a club. Ever.
Well, who cares? So, basically, I wasn't allowed in the house, as you wouldn't be. Little scared brown boy running around, really tanned. Nice little.
I thought you said you had white skin.
Yeah, well, he wrung me out and dried me in the sun, and I burnt a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I have skin like a potato, Craig. It was gross, to be honest.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with having darker skin. It just wasn't for me. Basically, I wasn't allowed in the house. I had to live in the cookery cove outside, Craig. It was a former cookery cove. It was the shed. I'll be honest, it was a glorified shithole. It was awful. It was absolutely horrible. And well, I found a horrid little thing in there, Craig. It was a book.
Yeah? What?
A nasty, leathery book. And it had loads of Krog stuff in it. And the girls, Jamie's daughters, the girls, Daisy and Poppy, they came out to give me my daily ham pancake, but I was already. It's too late. I was foaming at the mouth, green foam out of my mouth and my eyeballs, on the lawn, shouting "Krog, Krog, oh Krog!" Yeah.
Was that it? That was the first.
That was the first time. That was the first time I even realised that there was something different. There was something different going on around me. Not just that I was badass bitch.
What did you do? What did you do? Like had what was it, like an attack?
It was more of a siesta. It was more of an uncontrollable siesta. That's how I like to put it. It was just a little sleep.
It's like a vision. Did you see?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I saw. I kind of just. I went for sleep for a long time. I had to be dragged into the house. I was kept in the wardrobe in Daisy and Poppy's room, and well, I just had this same recurring dream about just eating a load of pucker pies in a really pretty golden forest.
That's pucker around, isn't it?
Fuck.
You didn't realise that?
You didn't realise that? Fuck off, Craig! Fuck!
Well,
Turn my bloody life upside down and triviated it from you.
How would you not know that?
What do you know? Tell me what you know. What's the first fact that comes to your head? Hey?
What do you mean? I don't know.
And now it's time for our next segment. Okay, this week's quiz segment is the first fact that comes to your head. Craig Jeffries, you're going to have to give me 3 facts that come straight to your head, and then I'm going to have to give you 3 facts that come to my head, and whoever's facts are best wins. So, the timer's beginning now. Craig Jeffries, it's time for your first fact. Go.
A pencil is not lead. It's graphite.
Right, okay, it's time for your second fact.
Fuck. Can they be about me?
Well, yeah, but if you want to lose...
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, great.
You have a folder on your
No, you've been disqualified. It's my turn. Fact number 1, Milton, fact number 1. You've got more chance of being stung by me than the average, than a wasp. If you go near a wasp, you've got more chance that I'm going to sting you than a wasp. And that's fact number 1. Fact number 2, I do not, I repeat, I do not have a hidden foot fetish. Fetish.
You alright?
Fetish. Fettuccine. I do not a secret foot fetish folder on my computer called the foot folder.
How did that start? That's an interesting question.
How did what start?
The foot fetish.
Well, I don't have one. Well, but we'll get onto that later. But I don't have one.
But okay.
So, fact number three.
Can we get back?
I'll tell you fact number 3. Fact number 3 is this episode of MiltonCast is sponsored by greyest beans in the world. They sit on the plate and they taste just great. So you can spoon them out of the can and into the palm of your hand and you just eat them. You breathe them in. And the problem with these things is they're bloody everywhere. They're just absolutely fucking everywhere. Tesco have got enough of them, as they've got too many of them. Waitrose don't have enough of them, and I'll tell you that's a problem with that supermarket, but we'll get onto that later. But this episode of Miltoncraft is sponsored by greatest beans in the world. Go and get some, because they're fucking... Please, help us out. They're everywhere. Fact 3. So, thanks for listening, Craig. I win, as always, but...
Win what?
Grand prize.
Okay.
I get to take a picture of Kylie Minogue's toes later. I don't have a foot fetish. Don't laugh at me. I don't have a foot fetish. I don't have a foot fetish. Well, so, fuck it. I've given up now. It's my podcast. It's MiltonCast, episodes, whichever number it is. Episode, probably 12. Milton. Episode 12. Milton.
You're changing it.
Huh? Yeah, I changed it. Milton, not Craig.
I'm gonna have to upload it with the thumbnail with me and the name because.
Well, you've already made it. It's fine. No.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah.
It's alright, I don't mind. I don't care. People will be pleased to... If anyone bothers clicking on that podcast, I'll be pleased to hear it change this far in. Should probably have taken over sooner, but... Anyway, so enough about me. So ask me a question. Go on, you're the host. I don't care. I've got more to say.
Well, I mean, the story was quite interesting, so if...
Don't need your approval.
Okay, well, so you had this vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was next for you?
Well, basically, it was pretty great from there, really. So, the family started accepting me. They started realizing, hey, the girls have been teaching him English. It's been great. My English was getting pretty good at this point. I was speaking English, which is a good start. Jamie sort of started disappearing to film a lot of shows. And I actually got brought in as the head chef of the house because his wife. She's awful at cooking. I won't lie. Is she? Yeah, she's not good. Juliet Norton, I'm sorry to say it. Your pasta bake was dry. It was overcooked. The cheese, Gruyere, in a pasta bake? What were you thinking, woman?
Sounds quite nice.
Well, you were wrong, because guess what the final ingredient was? Spring onions.
What's wrong with that?
And that's the problem, because this is the thing about you, Craig. What did I see you eating when I came into the studio earlier? What did I see you eating? Yeah, I came in to see you eating a cheese and onion sandwich.
What's wrong with that?
Undoubtedly the worst sandwich in creation.
Well, what
Chomping down on a cheese and onion sandwich, just biting and chomping and...
What's wrong with that? It's lunch.
Well, first off, it stinks in here now. You've got bloody onions in the keyboard. I can see you with your little crumbs of Wensleydale.
You hit out of my hand and it went everywhere.
Yeah, well, it was your fault. It was there, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
It was your fault. It was there. Anyway,
it was my
listen, Craig. I have had enough of bloody arguing with you.
Okay, well,
if you're going to just keep ruining the podcast, take a fucking break. Yeah.
So you obviously know a lot about food. We all know that.
Yes. Well, that's
you're good.
Obvious.
You're a good cook. You're a good chef.
This is obvious, Craig. Yeah, this is obvious. Tell me something I don't know.
Well, I can't do that. But what did you say you cooked these dishes for the family?
Yeah.
What were they like? Was that seagull stew? Was that the inception of
Craig? You see, this is the problem with you is you pretend to know so much, but you just don't. You just don't. Yes, it was seagull stew, Craig. Yeah,
so
it was.
Right.
It was no. Yeah, it was seagull stew. It was great, and it was the best. And it was also seagull stew. I made a Mountainese monkey omelette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mountainese monkey omelette. Yeah, wait. Lovely. Yeah, Mountainese monkey omelette. Yeah. Yeah. Mountainese monkey omelette. Yeah. Poo cake. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Poo cake. Yeah.
That sounds
yeah.
disgusting.
Okay. Yeah. Poo cake. Delicious. Yeah.
Is it?
You would think that, wouldn't you?
I've always wondered. Is it actual? Is it actual poo?
Poo cake? Nah.
What is it?
It's fake poo.
What's that?
Well, you just make a chocolate cake, but you make it really beautifully into the shape of poo, right size as well. You just form them on a baking tray. Loads of little poos.
And you invented that.
I did.
Mm.
Yeah, it was great. Poo cake. Yeah. 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 Cheese and onion sandwich? Nah. Yeah, nah. Juliet Norton's pasta bake? Nah. Nah. Yeah. Poo cake? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, so as we've established, I'm a great cook. I can do a lot of stuff, but I can cook really, really well. Yeah? And by now, I'd learned enough off Jamie about cooking, I'd learned enough English about off the girls, and I'd learned how to be a stand-up, independent woman from Juliet. Yeah, and Jamie was just, as I said, just off doing whatever doing, what he was doing in the pucker realm. Just
what was happening around that time?
It's probably best that you don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. He was doing a lot of stuff. He had a lot to do. There was a lot of chefs in training. I'll be honest. It was that year was the greatest migration of chefs to the pucker realm that we'd ever seen. It was excellent. Some top chefs came out of that year. Paul Hollywood.
Yeah.
Heard of him? Yeah. He was there. He trained that year actually. Oh God, who else? Crikey, I'm just trying to think. Attila the Hun. Oh no, that was the year before. My bad. Sorry, my bad. John Schwan and Brutal Moose. Those the two notable men who.
This can't be true.
Yeah, well, you're the kind of naysayer that said the Holocaust did nothing wrong.
No, I've never said that.
Yeah.
I've never said that.
Say it now.
Why would I do that?
Say it now.
You could isolate
I've got a knife
it.
pointed at you. Say it now.
You don't. You do. Fuck.
Say it now.
What was
it now.
it? The Holocaust was a good thing.
Yeah. Craig. Craig.
What?
Guys, see, this is what happens when you put Craig in front of the microphone.
You just made me say it.
Yeah. Give it all that. Tell it to the judge. Yeah. Tell it to the judge. Stand and deliver. Yeah. Stand and deliver. Yeah. Keep it to your mother. Yeah. Secrets of your mother. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter, guys. This is the kind of cracking entertainment you can expect from Craig. Holocaust jokes, and saying that spring onions in a cheesy pasta bake is good. So, well, that's
not. You're.
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut the fuck up. So basically,
I'm gonna leave if you keep doing this.
Please do. Make my day. Make my fucking day.
I thought you wanted me to ask questions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't leave. Yeah. Ask questions. Ask away. Yeah. Chips ahoy. Yeah.
So. What? So you didn't know about the pucker realm at this point? Then?
Nope, not a thing.
So
I was like you. I was almost as fucking dumb and retarded and ugly as you, Craig. I was almost at that level. I was almost as incompetent of you. Yeah. Sorry, I'm being a bit mean to you, Craig.
You are
being a bit mean. I'll tell you what. I'll tone it back a notch. Yeah. I'll turn it down from 512 to 511. Okay. Yeah. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. I was armed. I was armed and dangerous at this point, Craig. I'm not going to lie to you. I had all the tools I needed, and from all the people I needed them, but the Oliver household just wasn't doing much for me anymore, and there was nothing going on. So instead, I set out on my great holiday journey to lots of places around the world. I started off travelling up the British Isles, cooking and making people smile all over the British Isles under the name of Son of Jamie. Most didn't believe me. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people didn't believe me. He's obviously never come public about the affair. It's not a great look for a guy who's cooking to be people thinking about him pounding a Gibraltar whore in a slum. But it would have been a significant blow. So he had to keep me secret, and so people didn't believe it. He actually texted me at least 12 times telling me to change the name. But do you know what? I'm Son of Jamie, and you're not. So I think I have the right to do it. So I travelled up and down the UK. I did lots of stuff. I went across the world. I went back to Gibraltar. I held the world's first giant. I have the world's first giant tortilla eating contest on top of a pontoon in the Gulf, in the Bay of Cavendish in Gibraltar.
You went back.
I went back.
Soon.
Not quite back to the right place, but I went back anyway. It was an accident.
Where else did you go?
So I went to a lot of other places, Craig. Thanks for asking. That's a good question. I went to France. I went to the Dordogne. I went to the Ardèche in France. I performed live on a stage. I drank the most wine ever ingested by I say human being. At this point, I assumed I was a human being. We now know I'm basically a demigod. But I drank what was assumed to be the most wine by a human being ever through a cheese wheel.
How old were you?
How old was I? Yeah, no older than 9, Craig.
What?
Yeah, might have even been younger. Might have been 8. In fact, do you know what? I think it was. Great time. I went to, where else did I go to? I went I went to Zimbabwe and I ate ass on a beach in Zimbabwe for a whole bloody month, Craig. It was excellent. I used to put salt and pepper on it. It was bloody delicious. I just dug in, and the women there were none the wiser. But
why would you do that?
Well, listen, if you've not done it, Craig, then something's missing out of your life.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, disgusting. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Moving on, Craig.
So what? I'm interested to know, like, what you cook.
Yeah, well, so I cooked a lot of things all around the world. You know, snails with garlic in France. Yeah, something in Spain. A bratwurst with a chip and curry fry and wurst in Germany. I did it all. What did I not do? I had a laksa in Sri Lanka. Yeah, great. A nice relaxing laksa. Yeah, nice yogurt drink. Yeah, I ate a bindi in India. Yeah. I met Vin Diesel in India as well, but that's a different story. Yeah. What else did I cook? Just trying to think. Yeah. I ate some chow shan duck in China. Yeah, I didn't cook that one, but it was great. If you ever go to the region of China, go and get some chin shan duck. It's great. It was best. So I ate a lobster in Madagascar. Great. Yeah, really great. Yeah, caught myself bare hands. Yeah, caught myself. Yeah. Yeah, so basically I went to Zimbabwe and I ate a lot of stuff. And then I went back to Nigeria and I ate more ass. And I just went to Uruguay and I travelled around Africa for an entire year just eating lots of little scraps off the floor.
But this is about what you've eaten.
Yeah.
I asked you what you said you cooked in every country. Didn't you say you had pop-up food stores?
How do you think? Like, do you think I cook and then I don't eat? Yeah. I ate what I cooked, Craig. That's what chef does. He eats what he cooks, Craig. Any more stupid questions?
Well, I thought you'd cook for people, like the pop-up.
Pop-up pastry. Yeah, pop-up puff pastry. Yeah, I was getting round to pop-up puff pastry in London. All right. In the Angel, Islington. Greatest shop ever to be seen in London, pop-up puff pastry by me, Milton. Yeah? I went around, son of Jamie's pop-up puff pastry. Yeah? Pop up and have a puff pastry. Yeah? Pop up to pop-up puff pastry and have a puff pastry at pop-ups. Yeah? It pops up. You just go in and... What was inside? Yeah? Ask me what was inside, Craig.
What was inside?
Yeah? Popping candy.
What?
Popping candy. Pop-up puff pastry filled with popping candy at the Angel, Islington.
That sounds pretty tasty.
Yeah, great. It was great. I don't like...
So you came back, you went all around the world, and you ultimately wanted to come back to London.
I wanted to come back to London, but when I got there, it was so smoggy, Craig.
Yeah,
it's such an ugly place.
It is.
It was such an ugly place, no natural beauty. Yeah?
That's why I had to leave.
And the people, don't get me started on the people. Don't care where you were. Yeah, let me get me started on the people. Yeah, bad people. Yeah, bad people. Yeah. Do you know where doesn't have bad people?
Where?
Scunthorpe. Headed up there, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
so this is
up there.
how you met Baked Potato, Marion.
Yeah,
check.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Headed up there. I tried to open a pop-up puff pastry store there. Didn't go so well, so I had.
No, why was that? What do you
mean?
Why didn't it go so well?
Because it was disgusting. Popping candy in a pop-up puff pastry. Only idiots from London would ever eat that.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. London people, cunts. Yeah, I got times just because I had a trench coat on. Yeah, you ever seen a 9-year-old in a trench coat? I think so. Just offensive. Yeah, rubbish. Anyway, so I left London. I head to Scunthorpe. And now things get a bit troubled again here, Craig. I'm not going to lie. I had a little bit of a tricky time. It started off great.
Yeah.
Because while traversing local food establishments, I met the love of my life, Craig. I met the love of my life, a sweet little dandy girl called Minnie Cooper. I met her. She was a head server at King Kebab. She'd just been promoted. She was 19 years old. I may have only been... What?
What the fuck?
What?
She was 19.
Yeah.
She's an adult. She what?
Think
10 years older than you.
How much adult pussy did you get when you were 9, Craig?
That's disgusting.
What?
She was a paedophile.
Beautiful paedophile.
She was a paedophile. You were abused. You were I didn't know.
Not as hard as you fucking twink.
Milton, please.
No, I think I'm sorry. That wasn't very nice of me.
You should have said something to the authorities.
You ever been in love, Craig? Yeah? Didn't think so. Yeah?
No.
Love is a special feeling. Yeah? Love hurts, Craig. Things aren't right about love. It's the loveliest feeling in the world. It's the best thing, and simultaneously it'll just hurt you in the end.
Well, yeah, love, I'm not surprised. She was
it's like a burn.
paedophile.
Love is like a burn, Craig. It's like a stinging burn. It's like a burn. It whittles you away to a skeleton and it drops you on the floor harder than you've ever been dropped before. Push you down the stairs, tumbling down the stairs. Love will send you spiraling down the stairs, Craig. level sends you cascading down a sharp cliff face of 100 feet of rock and coal, and bury you on some metal machinery in the bottom. Oh God! Oh God, she's dead, Craig! Oh God!
It's okay, man.
She's died! She have died, Craig! She didn't do it! She didn't do it!
It's okay, man,
right.
it's okay. It's okay. It was in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
Why do you always do that?
Yeah. Acid reflux.
Okay.
Yeah. It was in the past. I know what you're saying.
You didn't. You've got over it so many times. It's only every now and then you have that nightmare about it.
Every now and then I fall apart, Craig. Yeah?
It's true.
I remember what happened that summer eve. Every now and again, my nightmares propel me back and.
So yeah.
Shut up, Craig. Every now and again, my nightmares they take me back and all of a sudden I'm there again. We were 100 feet up, Craig. It was mental. We were having sex, Craig. Yeah, we were having so much sex, Craig.
You were
up
9.
on a precarious ledge up in the mine. It was great. It wasn't the first time I've had sex. That was in a car park in Flaxford, but it was easily the best.
Why were you in a mine?
Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah. She had the biggest feet in the world, Craig. And not that matters. I put up with it for her. Okay, that's love, Craig. I put up with it for her. But
so that's where the foot fetish comes from?
Well, listen, there's no foot fetish, and I'm going to strangle you to death if you talk about that again, so I'm going to have to make you shut up now. Curse of never saying foot fetish again.
I actually can't say it.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually can't say it.
So, basically, my foot fetish came from watching her walk around on the coal. Just watching the dirty, blackened feet of Mini Cooper.
So you
around.
admit that you do have
what? Sorry, Craig? Sorry, say that again. I didn't quite hear you there.
A attraction to a person's.
The fuck are you talking about? Just shut up, Craig. Just shut up, Craig. It was great. It was great. Loveliest time of my life until down from the bottom of the mine, Mini Cooper's father, Paul the head Cooper, he saw us making sweet, hot, steamy love. He shouted, I remember exactly what he said. He said, "Come down from there, you're gonna fall!" And it was so loud and so sudden that Minnie she got surprised and she jumped off of my dick and she fell 100 feet. She tumbled and rumbled and bumbled and fell all the way down a sharp cliff face down a coal, bumping and grinding and smashing into the walls, broken sack of bone, and when she hit the bottom there was no farewell. There was no goodbye, because she was stabbed 1,000,000 times by a horrid little rusty machine with loads of needles all over it, Craig. Needles the size of a man, Craig. She was pulled to pieces, Craig, like pulled pork.
That must have been traumatic.
Yeah, it was alright. Not too bad. Getting over it now. Yeah? Getting over it. Easy.
So, you Paul the head Cooper?
Yeah.
So her dad?
Yeah. Well, what about him?
But did he not like... He didn't like you, did he?
Well, he didn't like me. First off, he was a headloid. And not just a headloid. Headloids, Craig. They're a race of big-headed bastards from the Outer Rim. Right? They're pricks. They hate humans.
Why was he... what was he, the lead of the coal mine?
Yeah.
How did he do that?
What do you mean?
How did he get to be that?
Well, listen, Craig, his ship crashed on a routine flyby. But let me tell you. Okay? He hated humans. He saw something in Minnie's mother. Okay? Maxie Cooper. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he told me all about it. He saw something in her. Yeah? That he didn't see in any of the other humans. Do you know why, Craig? That's love, Craig. You put things that you don't like about a person to the side and you just enjoy them for what they are.
Okay.
That's love. And so basically, he saw his daughter splattered into a horrid little paste on the ground. And he got so mad. Fucking hell. He immediately started climbing. Have you seen that episode of Doctor Who, The Ood?
Yeah.
He started climbing up that cliff face like one of them in the bloody vents, mate. Very fast. I had to run. I ran for days and days and days and days and days, Craig. I ran for bloody years. Not years. Sorry, a bit of an overreaction, but I ran for days.
All around Scunthorpe? All
around Scunthorpe. Over every street in the bloody city, Craig.
And he was chasing you?
He was chasing me the whole way. I managed to elude him. Finally, I managed to elude him by hiding in a wheelie bin for a whole bloody week. during which time he was so enraged that he went on a shopping mall spree. He killed 47 people and left 12 injured from ruptured eardrums from his colossal shouting voice, which, I think it peaked up at somewhere at 160 decibels.
Oh my God.
Which is far, far, far above what a human can stand, and bleed from the ear dead.
This guy sounds...
Piece of work, Craig, I'll tell you, piece of work. Piece of cake. Turned out to be a demon, actually, yeah. Came back to life. Had to fight him again. Yeah. What? Not easy, a lot easier the second time, but had to fight him again. Anyway, I'll get into that second. I'll get into that another time. We don't need to talk about that now. But what's important is he went on a big killing spree, and during this time I managed to escape.
Where did you go?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Craig. I went straight to the pub. Yeah, what? As I do. Yeah, sometimes you just got to go to the pub. I asked for a job at a local pub, the Concrete Anchor, Craig. It was a great pub.
That's Barry and Chet's pub, isn't it?
It is. I'll get to that in a minute if you don't mind not spoiling it.
Sorry.
Basically, listen, I asked for a job, and I got the job immediately because I'm great. And I spent a lot of time pulling pints, piping pustules. Not doing that, but, sounded funny at the time. I was pulling pints, and basically Barry and Chet, yeah, they came in every day, every bloody day. It was mental. I saw them every day, and this one time, I don't know. I suppose it must have been because Milton, the other guy that comes in and works, who's a little bit of a little rat bitch. I guess he was off ill. So they decided to make me the target of their notoriously cruel pranks.
Oh,
they actually caused that on that day the biggest beer spillage in UK history. I had to clean up 6 inches of cram off the floor.
What's that? Was it?
Cram. It's a local craft beer. It'll get you fucked up for well under 10 quid, mate. It's fucking brilliant.
Cram?
Yeah, excellent.
Sounds like some haram.
Yeah.
Haram. Sounds like a...
what are you trying to say?
I don't know, it just sounds like a foreign...
Are you making racist Islam jokes again?
No, I would have thought that it would be called...
I'm sorry, and we love all of our Muslim viewers. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry for Craig's So you've talked about the Holocaust in a negative light today, Craig, and you've offended all of our Muslim viewers.
I haven't!
Yes, you have. What are you going to do next? Say something about the Plutonians? Hey, go on, call them little rock people, I dare you.
No!
Yeah? Okay,
why would I do that?
You're learning, well done. Good job. Anyway, where was I? So they caused a huge beer spillage, and they were laughing and guffawing, filming it on their little flip phones. Yeah, they loved them. They loved me. They were filming it. Oh, it was terrible, Craig. I'm not going to lie to you. It was awful.
So you weren't friends with them immediately.
No, we didn't. Well, I suppose they thought they were friends with me, or at least I was of some use to them. But I hated the pair of them. Pair of bastards.
So
really.
What made you come together then?
Well, it was all really one day. Milton had died. They'd killed him. I'm not going to lie to you. They'd accidentally poisoned him, and he didn't come back. And so I was the only one working the bar at the time because the owner was deathly ill. He had SARS, and I had to run the bar on my own. And I'd been subjected to their cruel pranking for a week now, and it was terrible. But all of a sudden, guess who burst in through the pub door?
Who?
Paul the head Cooper, Craig.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Paul the head Cooper, he burst in. He ordered a pint of black sheep on draft.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember it well. It was the haunting words. These are the words that led me to take my first life, Craig.
What?
Yeah.
You killed him?
Yeah, I killed him. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. Yeah? Well, so, he immediately he burst in. Yeah? Barry and Chet, not a fan of newcomers. Yeah? They like beating up newcomers. So they start giving him the mill. Yeah, they start putting him through the mill, as they called it. Yeah, where they start spinning their arms around really fast. But so fast that they... sort of when you start beating people up into the air in Smash Bros. Or Street Fighter? It was like that, but they just stay in the air and they just mill them with their arms spinning, standing opposite each other really fast. And they just go... You ever see a cartoon where someone gets put through a gear, like cogs, and they get fed through like spaghetti? It was like that, just beating,
that sounds
spinning
terrible.
around. It was terrible. They put him through the mill. But all of a sudden, he yelled. And I've never heard a thing like it. It was so much louder than when Minnie died, because I suppose he'd just been killing, he'd been rampaging, and he was just full of so much rage. And he yelled louder than I've ever heard. It nearly made me deaf, Craig. My ears were ringing for days. And Barry and Chet stopped. They stopped putting him through the mill. And they just stared. And he says... I think this is what he said. I can't remember. My memory's hazy because at this point I was basically on the floor, almost unconscious. I was fucked up by that voice. But I heard faintly from across the bar something like, "You lads think you can take me, do you? Eh? You think you can take me? Hey, I'll do you in. I'll do you both in. You're trying to. Don't think I've never heard of you before. So.
But he heard of
Of course he had. Everyone's heard of Baked Potato and Scunthorpe, but Scunthorpe's biggest pub rock band, Craig. You've got to have heard about Baked Potato if you're from Scunthorpe.
Of course I have. We upload their videos.
Well, you're not from Scunthorpe, are you? So shut up, Craig. Basically, it was great. It was excellent. They stood up and, they were already standing up, but they somehow managed to stand over a foot taller. It was incredible. I've never seen two men do it in their life. Yeah, and they began beating him with their fists mercilessly while yelling profanities at volumes I'd never heard in my life.
Oh my God.
He was screaming and they were battering him. He was putting up a good fight. The screaming was visibly making Chet quiver. He was shaking. It was incredible. I've never seen it. A man like jelly. It was amazing. He was wobbling down to the foot. But anyway, so Barry somehow eventually punched him so hard that he was sent reeling back. And Chet grabbed him. He got on top of him. And just at that moment, Barry jumped to the floor. He knew what to do. He'd done it before, and he yelled so loudly into Paul's ear that his skull fractured into three separate triangles. It was incredible. Just the sheer air pressure just ruptured his skull into three thick pieces.
Is that like the headlords? Do they have like a lack of tolerance to sound or something?
No. You would have your skull would have been in 7 pieces, Craig.
Oh, okay.
At least. It was that loud. They have the opposite. They have a resistance to sound because they can make so much of it. But listen to this, okay? Yeah. Then Barry, he gets me up. Chet's still on him. Still on the guy. Yeah. Barry passes me this big blade. Remember Captain Milton's blade?
Is that the other knife?
Yeah.
The
big
one that
knife.
looks like it doesn't look very.
It looks a bit captainy. It's not very sharp. Yeah. But listen, I put it through the grindstone 3 times, and it's sharp now. But that's where I got it. He gave me the knife. He said, "This is for you, mate," and he passed it. He passed it to me. And I just slit his throat. I slit Paul the Head Cooper's throat. It was the best day of my life.
The fuck? That's fucked up.
It was great. It was my first and best kill, hands down. Having the blood on my hands, the fear washing away to a calm, placid red sea in my mind as I descended towards this giant ocean, this red ocean filled with some kind of huge leviathan-like whales that just. And this black platform as I hovered down towards it in my mind, and I was submerged, and I felt warm hands wrap around me from the waters as this green wave just wrapped over me, and I knew that things were great.
What are you talking about?
Huh? What?
So they saved your life.
Yes.
And you saved. Well, I
killed him.
You fought together, so we
fought together, and that clearly formed a battle. They recognised my strength. There's not a lot of 9-year-olds knocking about in Scunthorpe who'd slit a couple of throats. 10, but not 9. And so they took me in. I'm not going to lie to you. The Podmore family, they took me in. It was great. It was excellent. It was a lovely time. Bad in some ways. And I don't know if you remember, but I gained a significant amount of weight. I've showed you photos. It's horrendous. I gained 20 stone.
Was that the fat Milton?
Yeah. It was not good. It wasn't good. I'll be honest with you. It wasn't good. 52 fish fingers and packet of pasties. 52 fish fingers. A sizzling sausage and several bottles of sriracha. That was every meal, Craig.
What?
Did you eat? That's where I discovered my love for sriracha. It was from Barry, actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah. But basically, these were some formative years. Of course, this is where I learned to be strong and to fight. Barry would batter my bollocks every time I get something wrong, but it would make me stronger, Craig.
Yeah. And so you were living with his fat family.
I remember him writing that song at the dinner table. He took one look at his son. He took one look at his wife.
Whoa!
And at me, and he just fat family. He just started doing it. He was fat family, slamming his desk onto the Pete, Paul, Steve, and my wife Natalie.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't fit the word Milton in. I'll be honest. Pete and Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Paul and Steve. Easy. Sugar gliders.
What?
He collected sugar gliders.
Collected them
like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Wow.
Yeah, but those were the only 2s that lasted through the winter. At about that time, I decided that I was going to start playing RuneScape on Barry's computer.
Yeah,
he was.
That's how we met.
Yeah,
on RuneScape.
Yeah. I'll get there. Don't you worry, buddy. I'll get there. So Barry was, Barry was, he left his computer on, and I had to close a lot of porn. It was disgusting. I had to close a lot of pornography, but it was okay. Because I got through it. I closed it all. I held my hand over my eyes. I got through it all. It was excellent when I got through it all. I felt the moment of rush. As the minimized tab of RuneScape opened underneath all the porn, and that iconic music, which I can't quite conjure to mind right now, but you know the one. If you played RuneScape, you know the song.
You guys know. You guys all know.
The song, the RuneScape tune.
You know it. You know it.
Washed over me, and it was incredible. And instantly, I started playing. I literally got in. I deleted Barry's character.
Oh no, he wasn't been happy about that.
He wasn't happy about that. I'll be honest with you. That was what caused him to buy me my own computer, which actually was quite impressive. But
that's quite nice. You right?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you. He bought me my own computer. And so I created a level 1 character, but I managed to level it up. I got it so far. She was called Titania Buttstone.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Dark Elf Ranger. Yeah, amazing.
This is where I come in, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll get there. Yeah, I started. There were these fucking idiots. If you ever played RuneScape, you know that men on RuneScape are fucking idiots in general. Because I had a female character, I started catfishing money and items and in-game gold out of lots of characters. Notable people whom I stole from include Chad, Anything for Views, and Etika, but God rest his soul.
Oh God.
He was a great man. I wish I hadn't done it. If I could rewind time, I wouldn't have done it. I messaged him about it. He was cool with it. It was all right. I managed to sort it out. But if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have done it at all. But I was just stealing from lots of people, and then I found this particular idiot who was so easy to manipulate. He was so weak and so easy to manipulate.
Who's that?
Yeah. He had this character, you won't believe this, fucking idiot, he was like a level 100 Anthro Fox warrior.
That was me!
Yeah.
That was me!
And then I met you, didn't I? I stole so much shit from you, I got away with so much of it.
No, I was giving it to you, man.
Yeah, no, I got away with, I robbed you blind, Craig.
You did.
I got your Sponge of Oblivion. Waft Robes' Walnut of Hell. That was great, that one. I ate that quickly. It was a rare item.
You know how hard that was? That was for the Walmart promotional event.
Yeah. And you know what I did with that? I made my character eat it straight away.
I know you did. You did it in front of me.
20 of them in the world. I made my character eat it, and it was such a powerful magical item. Yeah, such a powerful magical item. I could taste it in real life, Craig. Yeah. It was excellent. Then I told you. Yeah, I revealed it. I told you, hey, I'm not actually Titania Buttstone. I'm not a legendary lady from Latvia. Yeah, I'm actually a guy called Milton. I'm from UK, and you're an idiot. Yeah,
I didn't really mind though. That's the thing, because we've been like hanging out and we were talking on Skype a little bit.
Yeah,
I could kind of tell.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say because like you could be, I don't know, like a transgender or something. Like,
what? Craig, how many people are you going to offend?
It's not. I just said
Craig,
it.
How many fucking people are you going to?
I just said.
So far, yeah. Holocaust, so that's the entire Jewish populace of the world. You should be disgraced, right? You've offended our Muslim following, and to kick it all off, of now saying something that I can't remember because it was so bad I've blocked it out of my head. But let's move on. You're a bad man.
So I was Mahuvis.
Yeah.
The classic name.
Yeah. I was Ninja Overlord for a decent amount of time on RuneScape after I reforged my character, and I went on a bit of a good karma spree and gave back quite a few of the items that I stole. But that
was the Panty Raiders, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
the
Panty Raiders. Yeah,
Panty Raiders.
We would through a backdoor exploit that we had. We managed to hack into the mainframe and get access. We could actually deposit items into where the underwear slot would be on the game. The Panty Raiders. We would eat so many fridge raiders as well. We'd go on Skype and just talk about eating fridge raiders all day.
It was good. Those were the golden days.
It was great. I feel like some of that meat energy that we were chewing on there. Yeah, we probably, and I think about it. Mince probably felt that. He could feel those fridge raiders
Mince
getting
would have
eaten. He would.
What would he be? Was that when he was in? It would have been when he was in Singapore.
I think so.
Oh no, he would have been in the meat realm. I think then.
Yeah.
But
of course.
That's a lot later. But then we were talking a lot, too much.
We were probably too
Barry
much.
didn't like it, did he? He used to come in the background.
He was jealous, and
I could see him in the background of the camera.
I'll be honest with you, Barry. Listen, he has his moments, but when he's angry, crikey, get out of there. Yeah, he basically just beat me up all the time. Did he beat you into the ground? No, I wouldn't say that. There was one time where he beat my head into the ceiling. He stuck me in like a nail and just hit my legs until I flew into the ceiling.
What did you went and stayed with Chet, didn't you?
I went and stayed with Chet for a bit of the bungalow. That was interesting. Yeah, interesting.
The bungalow.
The bungalow. Yeah, Chet's bungalow. Basically, it's a bungalow covered in mushrooms. He cultivates fungus and forest fauna on the walls and ceilings, and it was amazing. And there was glowing green mushrooms. It was terrible. My lungs took a huge hit.
You had to get out of there, didn't you?
Yeah. My lungs started becoming hollow and yellow, like Chet's. That's how they can shout so long. Chet actually inadvertently did it to both of them. Hollowed there. There's a type of fungus called lung borer, and it just hollows out your lungs. It makes them thin balloons. Yeah. But they're just so strong. So I said, Craig, I'm coming to Ipswich. That was when I decided to move in with you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't really have much say in that.
No, I just sort of decided that your parents weren't big fans.
No, they weren't.
I'll be honest. Your sister, real piece of ass. Your older sister, beautiful.
Craig, Milton, come on, Milton.
Listen, she have a fine ass.
Milton,
your sister has a fine ass, Craig.
Milton.
I remember one time I saw him walking upstairs in his leggings. Yeah,
Milton.
Smack
don't
that ass.
say. Don't, I know you did.
And then your dad chased me around for a whole day.
Yeah, I know you did.
It was bad. I've been chased a lot by men.
You have
regarding their daughters, Craig.
You have.
I think this is a problem.
I think it is.
God, but anyway, I managed to sort that out. I managed to work it out. Okay, I managed to work it out with him.
It was fun.
I let your dad smack my ass, I'll be honest with you. The man was a dirty pervert, Craig. A filthy man. In fact, I think he was just jealous that I did it and he did.
That's not we're not talking about.
Yeah, okay, well let's get into that another time. But basically I joined you at your conservatoire, Waltham Green Academy. I joinned you at your school. Yeah, your school, your conservative academy, Waltham Green Academy.
It was horrible.
That's great. What are you talking about? I just used to sneak out of class and watch you in your film studies lessons, just editing, tweaking stuff around. Yeah, you used to make some funny remixes and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but you never did any work. That's why, because this was it, wasn't it? You were staying in the basement.
Yeah,
and I used to come down.
Yeah.
And then this was it. This was the life-changing thing. Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's Minecraft.
Minecraft. Yeah. The Miltoncraft world. That's the first time we ever used the word Miltoncraft.
It's on that word, wasn't it?
We made the so we Craig showed me Minecraft. How did you find it again?
It was on a. God, I think it was a. Well, I don't know. I can't really remember.
Wet Pussy Games, wasn't it? Yeah, Minecraft parody. Wet Pussy Games.
I don't know.
Craig's porn runs deep in Craig's family. It's like a big vein.
I'd managed to not watch it up until last year.
Anyway. Oh, boring. Boring. Yeah, boring. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So basically, we used to play so much Minecraft, guys.
But this was when it first came out.
Yeah. But without you interrupting. So if you can imagine, guys, that you were just playing Minecraft, yeah? Think about that, yeah? All day, yeah? Yeah, we spent an entire week while Craig's parents were away, yeah, making Sonic Spring Yard Zone. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And it was so good. And we made all of this on this world, Miltoncraft, and it was so big.
But that
was so good.
No, that was when my parents were away and we bunked off for
a whole week.
And
it was amazing.
We got expelled.
Yeah, but that decision, we got expelled. The decision of the head teacher, Mr.
Marbles, Mr. Marbles.
Yeah,
Marvin Marbles. Marvellous Marvin Marbles.
Mr. Marvellous Marvin Cliff Wanker Marbles, as we used to call him.
Cliff Wanker Marbles. Cliff Wanker
Marbles. Yeah.
And then remember that thing you did to him?
Yeah. Pulled his trousers down and put marbles in his bum while he was asleep over his desk, didn't I? Was that a different thing?
I didn't know you did that.
Shit. Oh, the water balloon!
Yeah.
The water balloon. Anyway, moving on. I was during this period of time, it was a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, but
That's when you got fat again, isn't it?
Yeah, well, listen, that's really mean. You lost 7 stone, didn't you? You became a bloody skeleton during this time, so I kind of, I put on a bit of weight. You became an inhuman goblin. Craig,
right.
You were nasty. I was watching a lot of the Yogscast. Yeah, I'm telling you, Shadow of Israel every day. I was so excited and I wish they'd never stopped it, but they did. And that annoyed me. So basically, it was Shadow of Israel all day. And that just gave me this idea. Yeah?
This was it.
Yeah, this was it. This was fucking it. Yeah?
This was it.
I turned to Craig. I remember I turned to you. Do you remember what I said? I said, Craig, we're moving to Bristol.
Bristol?
Bristol.
You wanted me to come as well?
I wanted you to come.
Because you wanted me to edit?
God knows why. Lord knows
Well, it's
why I
because you
didn't
wanted me
just
to
take.
edit. You
There was a
wanted me to
sick
edit
guy
for
at
you.
college, but I could have taken. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you were all right.
Because I was like, this is never going to happen. And you literally, you took out of your pocket like £1 million
Yeah,
in cash.
£1 million in cash.
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Was that from Jamie?
No.
Was it from Barry? They have a lot of money, don't they? They give you money.
No, but they didn't give me that much money. Well, it's probably best that we don't talk about that. Although
It's like Tommy Wiseau.
yeah, it might have been from Tommy Wiseau. I'm not gonna lie, it might have been because he paid me a few times. He did have to pay me off. I've got dirt on Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
I've Tommy Wise.
You told me what he did, but
shit,
we're not allowed.
Must have been drunk.
We're not allowed to tell anyone else.
Oh God, Tommy.
But
if you hear this, Tommy, careful, watch out, because it's only Craig that knows. In fact, kill him, whack him. He's I don't need him. Anyway, so moving on. Basically, we moved to Bristol, and I bought Craig his own PC, and I bought him updated software for editing, and it was great.
And you bought me a flat.
I did
in Clifton.
I did,
and it's good, still there. And we had Milton Towers.
Yeah, Milton Towers.
Our first studio
over in Easton. It was a bit rotten, but it was okay. But so basically,
where were you living? You were living in your house that you live in now.
Jamie did buy me that house. He when he realised I'd got into Bristol. Obviously, I've spent a tremendous amount of time homeless, and Jamie really he didn't want to see it again, so he bought me a house in Bristol. And I was mucking about in there. I did a lot of things in there. I moved in, and there was just this thing, this little black entity staring at me from the floor with cute little eyes. I knelt down. And I declared to it, you are Smiggins. And
you missed the Smiggins as well. You misgendered it, didn't you?
Yeah. I did misgender it. It did turn out to be a girl, which the vet told me. But
this is your cat, right?
No, it's not a cat, Craig. It's a Pekingese Sentinel. It's a Talistine. They're cats that they grow in the forest in the Pucker realm.
A Talistine?
Yeah, they're basically just cats. I'm not going to lie, but they're imbued with human-like intelligence by ancient shamans. They can't be created, but there's so many of them that no one can be bothered to get rid of them, and they're quite wise, and they've seen a lot. They're actually just the departed souls of ancient shamans that are reformed from forest matter.
Oh wow! So did she just look over you?
Yeah, she just watches over me. She keeps an eye on people when I'm sleeping. I'm telling you what, people think that the dog is the eternal companion of mankind. Nope. Get yourself a Talistine and then come back and talk to me about a golden retriever. Yeah?
I thought you had a dog as well.
Well, I did have a dog called Orb. I will admit, Orb. He was a fat, rotund little idiot, and he was the worst dog I've ever seen. I've got to be honest, wasn't a fan.
But that was during one of your adventures, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in if you're still listening to Milton's adventures on the Miltoncraft Tales channel. Subscribe to that.
Yeah, Ed Porncroft does a great job for us. He does God's work.
It's a legend, isn't he?
So subscribe. Basically, Orb's dead and has been for a long time. What
about your rabbits as well?
See, now this is where you've been fooled. Obviously, they were originally rabbits, but because I just had so much Krog and energy circling through me, this was obviously at a later date once I've been on some of my adventures, and I was getting a bit stronger. And once my Pekingese powers have been awakening, I basically, have you ever tried to overfill a battery? It's so bad, but rechargeable batteries at the plug, they have a kill switch. They'll stop charging at a certain point. The human body is not so good at doing that. And so if you keep on filling the same vessel, that vessel of course being me in this circumstance, if you keep filling that with Pekingese and Krogian energy, it does overflow. There is a significant overflow, which is essentially what happened to my untrained mind when I opened that book back in the shed. I was lucky. What I didn't realise at the time is that I was lucky I didn't slip into a comatose state forever. But so clearly I needed some form of battery. So I bought these 2 rabbits.
You bought them?
Yeah.
So they are they're just not.
They were
rabbits.
from RSPCA. Yeah,
okay.
They were from they're rabbits. They're from the RSPCA.
What did you do to them? This sounds horrible.
Nothing. No, it was actually. I tell you what, they enjoyed it. Not many rabbits could beat a fox in a 1-to-1 duel.
Oh my god!
Those things were fucking vicious.
What were their names?
Dave and Nina.
You still have them, don't you?
Yeah. Well. So at about this time, obviously, I had basically kidnapped you, and you were happy. But you missed your family.
I did. I mean, I got a bit sad around that time. But we made a YouTube channel. It was called Milton's channel.
Yeah, it was great.
The first channel. And we were. It was great at that time, wasn't it? Because
Yeah, it was
we were
alright,
staying
yeah.
up every night.
Yeah, it was alright.
And you were filming. We were filming on the one computer,
Well,
and then eating crisps, and then
I
I'd
didn't eat that
edit it.
many crisps.
I'd stay up all night.
Well,
Why are you disagreeing with me?
Oh, because you're wrong.
I'm not. I'm trying to recall a nice time.
I think you might have gone into a fugue state, Greg. I don't think you remember what happened. What actually happened is you went into a deep depression.
I did.
I think you must have made this up to combat these feelings of sadness, because you went into a deep depression, the likes of which has never been seen. As long-time viewers may remember, I actually edited all of the original Minecraft footage.
No, you did like 3 episodes.
Up to a point, I decided to swap over to you, just because you'd stop being a massive wet pussy.
Well, that's because it was 2014, just before, like, a year later we'd make the actual channel.
Yeah.
But it's because we only had like 14 subscribers, but for our whole year we were working every day.
Bloody great news, mate.
But
it wasn't
enough, and I just got sad.
News.
I got really sad.
This is the problem with you, Craig, is you just don't smile enough. And this was true. Even when I changed the name to Milton Plays to try and make you happy. That lasted under a day. You just went mental. You started breaking glasses in the house. You destroyed your whole flat. You had to have it fucking remodeled. You smashed through the kitchen wall.
You did that.
You're deluded, Craig. You're trying to forget this depressed time in your life. You're deluded. Basically, yeah. That was about when, and this is how I remember I single-handedly pulled you out of your depression. I decided, hey, how about Miltoncraft? Yeah? The name of the original world. And I thought, as a nice gesture, back when I even bothered trying to cheer you up, because I know it's a waste of effort, always miserable, I called it Miltoncraft in order to sort of invoke the memories that we've had at your house, making out a world of Miltoncraft, which we never could find again on our hard drives.
It's just selfish. Like, it was always just like Milton.
What are you talking about?
Blank.
What are you talking about?
It was always like we never chose.
So ungrateful. So ungrateful. I made you, Craig.
You didn't make me.
I made you. Where do you think that money that just suddenly appeared in your bank account to buy a house came from?
What? It was you.
Yeah. No shit. I made you. Yeah, I did that. Who bought your PC?
It was you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then who edited the first episodes where you were moping around and gave us the idea and changed the name?
It was you.
So Miltoncraft kind of works, doesn't it? Yeah? Craigcraft? Kind of lame. Imagine Milton and Craigcraft sharing, holding hands, yeah? No! Can't imagine it, yeah? Can't picture it, and neither can you. So shut up! And then get back to work. So ask me another question.
I mean, well, that's kind of... We're up to date now, so 2015...
2015 is not up to date?
No, but... We know the rest of it's been documented.
I suppose the rest of it's on YouTube thanks to, mostly my hard work. But,
So, yeah, the first Miltoncraft video, March 8th, 2015. It went viral, didn't it? 4 likes in 2 weeks.
Yep, the most impressive gain in likes and views that we've seen to date.
You can go back and watch that. We made a video recently about those. Those are the days, weren't they? Those are the days.
Yeah, playing on Darkcraft.
Yeah,
those are those.
They met obviously Darkcraft, Dark Sloth, Tom Bolden.
Sorry, don't mind me. I am listening. I'm just going to put my coat on. I need to get ready to leave. I've got an Uber coming soon.
Where are you going?
Home.
We need to record some episodes. We've got some stuff scheduled.
Yeah, well, no. So, basically, I've got stuff to do, Craig. I've got more important things to do than you. Bloody Space Ranger, for all you know. Yeah, I could do it all.
Well, I mean, it's good that you've told everyone about all of this stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Just hurry it up, yeah?
Out on the open.
Oh, no, sorry. Hold on. I'm taking the hosting back. So, I'm the host again, guys. It wasn't that great. Thank you so much to Craig. Bringing it back to you, bringing it back to Craig, obviously the lovely guest for this episode. Right at the end here, just going to end on a high note. Just a lovely little thought for the viewers as they forget about you forever. What is the saddest thing that's ever happened in your life?
Oh God, it gets quite serious. The Minecraft, I was very addicted. Don't really ever want to see that game again. I think I might spiral out of control again. At one point, it got serious, and I honestly considered taking my own life.
I invented a colour. It's called Pooba. Yeah, I'm the sole creator and only enjoyer of colour pooba. Made it up. No one else can see it but me. It's great. I made a colour all on my own, and I bet you've never done a thing like that in your entire life, Craig. I did it myself, and I didn't need any help from anyone else. And so that's it from me, Milton. Thanking you very much for going this way. I'm just gonna go this way. I'm off, actually, Craig. Yeah, I'm gonna go. My Uber driver's outside. He's honking his horn. I'll be back. Oh fuck, my phone's ringing. I'll be back. I won't be back actually tonight. Yeah. I'll see you soon. Yeah, do some editing. Get to work. Yeah. Crises. Bye.
See you, man.
Hey, actually, one thing. There's a pie in the fridge. Don't fucking eat it, or I'll kill you. Yeah. All right. See you.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Last MiltonCast. Thanks for listening, and that's it. Thank you.